Okay, Susan is selling raw honey. The net profit P, so P represents the net profit from selling X bottles. So X represents the number of bottles of honey, while P represents the profit. And the relationship between P and X is given here. Now the question says, find the minimum and maximum number of bottles that Susan has to sell so that she does not incur a loss. So what you need to understand is, in this question, what they want finally, right, is, because they say number of bottles, so they want X. And because they want both the minimum and the maximum, so it must be something like you work out, then you probably end up with an inequality like that. And this will be the minimum, because this number of bottles is greater than this amount, and this has to be the maximum. And then your answer will be minimum equals to this number, maximum equals to this number. So you must always have the n in mind, alright? Now, which means that your working here must be, because the condition given is that she does not incur a loss, which means that your profit cannot be less than 0, cannot be negative, right? That means your profit can be 0. That means you make 0 profit. When you make 0 profit, you do not incur a loss. Okay, you just break even only. So the condition should be P greater or equals to 0. This is your starting point. Alright, and you just replace the P with this, and you have to make your manipulation easier, I divide throughout by minus 0.5. Okay, and when I divide throughout by minus 0.5, then you will see that actually this is wrong. Alright, so that's a common mistake that many of you will make. It should be flip this sign, so like that. Okay, now the next step is probably what some of you may be a bit confused how to do. So as I mentioned before, you can always use the calculator. Alright, so you use calculator, you type in 1 minus 450 and 20,000. Here, I typed it out already. Then you press, the answer is 400, which means that one of your X answer, don't write here because this is an inequality. Some of you write the X equals to 400. Let me write here. The other answer is 50. So when you write this here, it's not correct because you're solving an inequality, you're not solving an equation. So some of you, when you write this red part here, okay, I actually cross it out. Alright, so what you can do is you write it by the side as your side working, okay, but this is actually going to help you get the next thing, which actually I asked you to make the right hand side become 0. That was the first few things we learned this year. Then x minus 50 equals 0, right? Okay, I ran out of space. So the answer when you factorize this should be x minus 400 or x minus 50, like that. Okay, and when you solve this, you actually have to use this graph to help you solve. And 50, of course, is one of the X values. The other value is 400. And this being a happy face, always make it a happy face, then your graph will always look the same. Alright? And I want less than or equal to 0. That means I want the part that is below the x-axis. So I want from here to here. Okay? So your answer should be x is between 50 to 400, and you follow the sign here. If there's an equal, you follow. If there's no equal sign, then you don't write the equal sign. Okay, so you have solved your x already, and that means that you come back to this original thing that I was saying. Don't you agree that this is actually this? So the minimum value or the minimum number of bottles should be 50, while the maximum should be 400. So this is a very easy question. It's easy because I interpreted it correctly, but if you go and complete the square or whatever, right, then you are barking up the wrong tree.